Hi friends, I have 5 kilowatt grid-tied solar power system installed on my rooftop. And in today's video, we are going to discuss about its performance in February. How did my solar panels perform? What was the actual output? We will compare the theoretical output with the actual output. And how much money did I save in February? So this is the video which will tell the actual performance of 5 kilowatt grid-tied solar power system in Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh, which is the northern region of India. February in Ghaziabad, that is Uttar Pradesh, India, typically features mild to cool weather. The weather that is very pleasant in the month of February, with temperatures ranging from 10 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius, characterized by clear skies and sunny afternoons. If we look at the temperature range, this is 10 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius. And this temperature is very much favorable for the solar panels to perform to their maximum output. It is because of the fact that as the temperature, solar cells temperature increases beyond 25 degrees Celsius, the performance of solar cells, solar panels start deteriorating or start reducing. So from temperature point of view, my solar panels performed very good because temperature actually facilitated their production of energy. If we talk about day length lasts from 11 to 12 hours. Long day length, very good, with earlier sunrises and later sunsets, allowing solar panels to more time to generate power. Obviously, 11 to 12 hours, a good amount of day length. And my solar panels have enough time to generate good amount of energy to run the electrical appliances. And if I talk about the average solar irradiance in Ghaziabad in February, it is about 4.5 kilowatt hour per meter square per day. So in a day, single day, a 1 kilowatt solar panel might be producing 4.5 units, indicating a good solar panel performance. If I talk about the average temperature, February's month represents modern temperature and enhances the solar panel performance that we already have discussed. Weather is better for performance compared to extreme summer heat, which can reduce efficiency because as the temperature increases, obviously uh, the solar cells temperature increasing beyond 25 degrees Celsius and which deteriorates the solar panels performance. If we talk about specifically February temperature point of view, solar panels have very good temperature to perform, optimum temperature for their production. In February, if I talk about air quality, it may be moderate to poor, but there are fewer dust particles, haze in summer, in this month than in summer, resulting in less dirt on panels and improved performance. We very well know that as the layer of dirt accumulates on the solar panel surface over a period of time, it this layer prevents the sunlight falling over the surface. It creates layer, it creates a barrier. And because of this, solar panels absorb less amount of sunlight. And obviously, they produce less power. But because of less dust particles than in summer, solar panels performed good. A 1 kilowatt residential solar power system in Ghaziabad can generate 4 to 4 kilowatt hour, that is 4.4 to 4.5 units daily in February. Obviously influenced by system size, panel quality, installation angle, system losses, and grid shutdown rate. So this is the theoretical point of view that how 1 kilowatt solar power system may perform can generate 4 to 4.5 units daily. In reality, my 5 kilowatt solar power system in 28 days, February has 28 days in 2025, generated 518 units, averaging 18.5 units per day for 5 kilowatt system, and this equates to close to 3.7 units per day for 1 kilowatt system. As we discussed that a 1 kilowatt system generates 4 to 4.5 units, but in reality my system, if I make it 1 kilowatt system, it produced 3.7 units per day. You can check out that this is the month of February. 02 represents February 2025. This is the data which I have taken from my Solis inverter, three-phase grid-tied inverter. And 1st of February, you can check out it's below 15.9 units, and it is approximately 25 units in 8th of February, maximum energy production on 8th of February. And if you see that on 14th Feb, there was no production. It was not that solar panels were not performing, it was because of the grid shutdown. Grid was shut down, and because of this, solar panels did not produce any output. You might be knowing, you might be well aware that when grid is shut down, your solar power system will automatically shut down. The solar panels will no longer produce electricity till the time grid is shut down. It is for the safety concerns, because if grid is shut down and your solar panel might be producing electricity, this electricity may go to the grid line and may be hazardous for a lineman who is checking the fault. So because of this, when grid shutdowns, the solar power system automatically shuts down. I'm talking about grid tied solar power system. So in reality, in the actual output was 18.5 units per day for a 5 kilowatt system, and this equates to 3.7 units per day for 1 kilowatt system. What caused my 5 kilowatt solar panel to underperform? It was primarily due to grid shutdowns rather than partial clouds on specific dates affecting the solar performance. So let us check on what dates were my solar panels underperform. February 4th was partial cloud and grid shutdown. You can check this. The spike shows that there were clouds that actually hampered the solar panels to produce, and this gap shows that there was no grid at this point of time. When you can see gap, when there is no curve, this shows that grid was shut down on 4th of February 2025. Next is 9th of February, grid shut down from 13:35 hours to 14:05 hours. So it was almost half an hour when grid was shut down. You can see this is the gap which shows that there was no grid, and hence my 5 kilowatt grid tied solar power system did not produce any solar electricity. And on that day, it produced 21.5 units of electricity. On 10th of February, grid shut down from 14:50 hours to 15:35 hours. So it was almost 45 minutes of no grid, and because of this, the solar panel performance was hampered. And on that day, 10th of February, my solar panels produced close to 19 units of electricity. If I talk about February, grid shut down for 50 minutes. You can see that these are the gaps, clear gaps, which shows that solar power, even though the curve was almost smooth compared to previous days, and when there was peak time around 12 noon, when solar panels might be performing to their maximum potential, the grid was shut down and I lost solar electricity. And this is how the solar panels performance were hampered. On February 15, grid shut down for over 1 hour. Even though there was partial clouds also, but these clear gaps shows that there was no grid electricity. And on 15th of February, my solar power system produced 18 units. Coming to 19th of February, grid shut down over 1 hour and pieces of clouds. These spikes, when clouds come in, the output suddenly drops. And this clear gap shows that there was no grid at this point of time. You can see that alarm, 13:25 hours, there was an alarm, current power 0, 13:25, because there was no grid electricity at that point of time. And the day yield was around close to 16 units of electricity on 19th of February 2025. On 20th Feb, grid shut down from 12 o'clock to 15:05 hours. So it was clear a gap of 3 hours, no grid, no solar power output. And because of this, I lost good amount of solar electricity, and the day yield was 11.6 units. On 22nd of Feb, There was no grid from 13:25 hours till sunset. So almost I lost my half of the curve due to grid shutdown. Even though I have the latest technology solar panels, that is monopack half cut solar cell technology, but because of grid shutdown, they might not be performing. Are you understanding, friends? February 23rd, no grid for 2 hours, clear gap from close to 12 o'clock noon to around 2 o'clock. So there was no, and this is a high time for solar panels to produce good amount of power, good amount of energy. So my 5 kilowatt solar panel produced 518 units, all grid shutdown, after all grid shutdown, saving me rupees over 4,100. One unit is approximately rupees 8. So I saved close to 4,200 rupees in the month of February. And I approximately lost 50 units due to grid shutdown. Otherwise, performance of my solar panels would have been close to 20 units per day or 4 units for 1 kilowatt solar power system. So this is how my 5 kilowatt grid tied solar power system performed in the month of February. It was more of grid shutdown that actually make my solar panels to underperform rather than cloudy weather conditions. So I hope you got my point, and you also get to know the real performance of the system, solar power system. See you in the next video. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.